Edit, for all those asking, I definitely do not fully financially support my sister-in-law. Okay, important context. She can and always has been able to afford the basics. We just always picked up some of the extras, and I continued to do it after my husband died. You did that out of the goodness of your heart. You are under no obligation to keep financially supporting her. Examples include me covering her accommodation costs for the past weekend or us buying her daughter's laptops for school. I've read every comment and decided to just leave it as it ended on Saturday. I will not contact her. Not the a-hole. If you confront her, it will only give her more drama ammunition. Personally, I would just distance myself further and further away from her. Yeah, I think a good little dose, a good little dash of silent treatment. I think you both need some space right now, honestly. And maybe in the future, if she tries to apologize, you can discuss it then, but you're very clearly too upset by what happened. I'm so glad she didn't make any further scenes than that. Could have been worse, but I think not speaking to each other would probably be good for both of you. Cut and run. Snip, snip, snip. Not the a-hole. Hey, I get it. Some people are really hard to understand grief and have difficulty dealing with emotions, but that doesn't grant them eternal hold over our own emotions. Yes, so that's another factor in here. Obviously, this day was probably pretty hard for the sister-in-law. I can understand that. I do understand, and sometimes grief makes people do weird things. However, as we always say on this channel, have some decorum. For the love of God, keep it together. If the people whose own father and husband could keep it together to ensure that this day was special, everybody else can just cool it. She was definitely trying to hijack the moment. She was trying to steal the thunder from you and your daughter, so go low contact, cut the money, and give yourself some time from all the nonsense. You slept with that man for years. You shared a life, dreams, and goals. You know him better than she does, so don't let her take away your right to grieve as you need to and take away your chance of a new life. Oh, interesting context here from OP. Thank you, and yes, I definitely did know him better. He left home at 18. She knew him mostly as a child. I knew the adult he had become. Grief is not a competition, but interesting that she didn't know him as well and didn't have as good of a relationship with him, and she still tried to somewhat put a damper on the day. Just cut her off. It wasn't an accident. She could have shared that montage before or after the ceremony, not in the middle. Yeah, I totally agree. Maybe she could have come to you and been like, hey, you know, I'd love to do some sort of tribute to him. I don't want to take away from your day, but, you know, I'd love to say some words or something like that. Maybe you would have been more open to the idea, but imagine you're walking down the aisle. You're trying to keep it together. Your mom's next to you and your father's notably absent. And the only thing that's keeping you going is just straight line. And that straight line is then obstructed by a bunch of photos of the person that you lost. Time and a place, babes.
Act more like an adult.